to International Teaching Conference 2023, Integrating Teaching, Learning, and Assessment in EFL Classes, who created by Mr. Dadan as a founder Komunitas Pendidik Kelas Kreatif Indonesia. This is our first conference at the beginning of this year. My name is Sari Puji Susanty from SMPN 1 Cisalak, Kabupaten Subang, Jawa Barat. I will be moderating this session. This topic in this session is the Whisper Challenge, a fun way to end your class. I think this is an interesting topic. I'm so excited today. Okay, now let me introduce our outstanding presenter. He is an English teacher at SMPN 1 Batu Jajar, Kabupaten Bandung. He had extensive experiences to teach English in Lembaga Pendidikan Tridaya and SMPN 1 Saguling. He graduated from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia in 2005, and now he continues his study in IKIP Siliwangi for Magister of Pendidikan Bahasa Indonesia. He is involved several projects of Kemdikbudristek, English for Nusantara, book for student and teacher. Wow. He has published a journal and proceeding for national seminar of Guru Dikdas Berprestasi in 2018. He has joined several trainings such as Instructor Nasional Guru Pembelajar 2016 and Virtual Coordinator Training Jawa Barat 2021. Everybody, moving along to our session, please welcome Mr. Aji Jehan Fellani.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Sari, for the introduction. And now I would like to share my best practice. As you heard before, that the title is the Whisper Challenge, a fun way to end your classroom. All right, I would like to share my presentation. Okay. Ibu Sari, can you see the
Not yet.
PowerPoint? Not yet.
Mr. Aji.
Okay. Yeah. Let me try to. Okay. What about now? Can you see my presentation?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Let me try another way. Okay. What about now, Bu? Can you see?
I think it's still not yet, Mr. Aji.
Oh, what happened?
Okay, it's okay.
But I can see the presentation in my picture. What about Pasandi? Pasandi, can you see the presentation?
Yes, I can see it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, why I can see it? Okay.
Okay. So may I continue the presentation, Bu Sari?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Please.
All right. As you heard before, the title of the presentation today is the Whisper Challenge, a fun way to end your class. I'm Aji Jantrani from SMPN 1 Batu Jajar, Kabupaten Bandung Barat. Okay. Yeah. Now I would like to ask you a question. How often do you use games in the classroom? Bu Sari, do you usually use game in the classroom?
This topic, Whisper?
Yeah, in your classroom, do you usually use games? Any games?
think just once or two in one semester I ever use it.
Yeah. What kind of game do you usually use in the classroom?
Uh, it is not really. I like to. What is
Such as vocabulary games, maybe?
yeah,
Or,
for
yeah.
adjective for 8th grade. I ever try it.
Okay. And what about Pak Sandi? I believe Pak Sandi use many games, yeah, in the classroom. Pak Sandi, do you usually use games in the classroom?
Yes, I use games every time, in every session, in every meeting, because yeah, I would like to engage the students at the beginning of the lesson, and then to attract more, and then to make them learn through the fun way.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So games in the classroom is very what is it? Very there are so many benefits if you use games in the classroom. As you can see in the pictures, there are some students here. They look happy, and from what I get from my students, I sometimes ask them to write journals in their book, yeah, from what they have learned, and a lot of them said that uh, they are they feel comfortable when I use games in the classroom, and they sometimes ask me to give them games every time I come to the class. And from my experience, games can also um, facilitate the kinesthetic students because from my experience, sometimes I forget that in the classroom, there are some students who have kinesthetic learning style. Uh, I can only facilitate the auditory or visual, yeah, every time I teach them, and I forget that the kinesthetic students also need uh, uh, what is it learning process that suitable for them, and games can help them to learn the lesson better. Okay, uh, this is these are the problems in the classroom. I believe that a lot of English teachers have these problems. The first is lack of students' motivation, and the second is weak participation in class. It is what Ibrahim said in his journal in 2017. And from those problems, games uh, can be the solution because there are some advantages of using games in the classroom. The first is games help and encourage many learners to sustain their interest and work. And the second, games help the teacher to create context in which the language is useful and meaningful. That what one said in his journal in 2010. But before we give games to the students, we should um, tell them the goal of the games and also the rules. And it is important because the rules and the goal can motivate the students. We should tell them how to play the game, what are the rules, and how if they want to be the winner. That is important for us as teachers to give them information about those those things. Yeah, uh, and this is one of the game that I usually use in the classroom, the Whisper Challenge, or I also call it the Whisper Game. And how to play this game is first we ask our students to make a team of 8 until 10, but it is actually based on the classroom condition. Actually, you can play the game only for two students. Yeah, I mean, in a team there are only two students, and it is fine. But the more the merrier. Yeah, if there are maybe 40 students, you can divide into four teams, and every team consists of 10 students. And each team must stand in a line. Uh, and we, as teachers, we ask the first student to read the phrase or word. And we can modify this. We can also uh, whisper the words or the phrase to the first students. And if the game is for high achieve students, we can also ask the students to read longer sentences or maybe a paragraph. It is possible if the students are from with a high achiever. Yeah. And after that, the first student must whisper the phrase or the word or maybe the paragraph to the second student in the team, and the second student must whisper it to the next student, and so on and so on until the last student. And the last student must write the phrase or word on the whiteboard. But we can also modify this by asking the last student to say it loudly, the phrase or the word or maybe the paragraph. And the winner of the game is the team that can write the phrase correctly. Or maybe if the time is enough, you can also make scoring, yeah, from every team that can write or say the word or the phrase correctly. And the winner is the team that can get the most point of the game. Okay, that's how to play this game. This is the picture that my students do by using the whisper challenge. This is the first student. She whispered the words or the phrase to the next student. And as you can see here in the second picture, yeah, sometimes if the team consists of female and male students, sometimes they feel uncomfortable when they whisper the word or the phrase to her or his friends. So I asked them to use a book. Yeah, they make the book as a tube and they whisper it through it. And this is and the third picture, it shows that the last student got the message from her friend and she wrote it on the whiteboard. Yeah, so this is uh, the sequence of the game. Okay, and actually I have the video. Let me share the video for you. Wait, I will stop the presentation first. Okay, let me show you the video of the game. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, that was the video of the activity of using the whisper challenge or whisper game. Okay, wait a minute. Let me share the material. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So that's the video of the activity, and after doing the game, after conducting the game, I have a conclusion, and the conclusion is that, in my opinion, this game is really fun. Yeah, all students can participate in the game, including the what is it? The passive students. Yeah, they can participate in the game. Because sometimes if we use some games such as maybe Hangman, yeah, only a few students who will participate, especially who has good in English. But using this game, all students can participate, and it can also help our students to improve their listening skill. But not only listening, they can also improve their speaking, yeah, because they must whisper the words or maybe the phrase to other students. um, and this game can be played for all levels. As I said before, we can modify these games from words, yeah, from vocabularies, uh, from elementary levels, maybe, yeah, to junior high school, senior, and it can also be conducted in university students, I guess, because you can also whisper the paragraph, yeah, the long sentences, maybe uh, to high achievement students. Okay, I think that's the conclusion of the game. Thank you, Ibu Sari. I think that's all from me. Now I give the discussion to Ibu Sari as moderator.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Aji, for that excellent presentation. I'm interested. It is same with what is it? The telephone game, because I see when I see your student using book, female and male, girl and boy, when they feel uncomfortable, so they can use a book. It is a good idea, and I will try it in my class, of course. Okay, Mr. Aji, we have 10 minutes, so ahead to question and answer session. I have a question. Maybe for the first, uh, can we replace the whispered word by a question like, what is your favorite food? We as a teacher, we are the first ask uh, some question, something like that. Okay, Saraji.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Sari, for the question. I think this game is it can be modified into some activities, and I think it's a good idea if we can modify the game into question. Yeah, maybe I ask the first student a question, and then she maybe she thinks the answer first. Yeah, and then she whispered it to the next student. I think it is really possible. Yeah, as I said before, that this game can be modified into some difficulties. Yeah, some levels. Uh, but I haven't tried to give their question. Yeah, I only ask them to read some words or maybe phrase, and they read it, and then they whisper it to their friends, just like that. Yeah, but it is a good idea if we modify into a question first. Yeah, and then they must think first the answer, and then they whisper the answer to their friends. Okay, I think it's possible, Ibu Sari. Yeah.
Okay. Because it is suitable for any level, any subject. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's very fun and simple. Yeah, but
Yeah.
okay, for the next question, Mr. Aji, in curriculum Merdeka, we apply differentiated learning. So how to implement this challenge in differentiated learning?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Ibu Sari. As I mentioned before, that I, as a teacher, sometimes can only facilitate the visual and auditory students. Yeah, but by using games, I think the kinesthetic students can also participate in the game. And this game can be modified into maybe guessing the gesture, maybe. Yeah. For example, I whisper the word to the first student, and then the first student who will will hear the phrase or the sentence or the word, and he or she must give gesture, yeah, to the next student, because the team, before we divide the team, maybe we can choose their team by based from their learning style. We can divide the kinesthetic students in one team, maybe, yeah, the auditory student and then the visual students, and we can give them freedom to they not only have to whisper the word, but they can make a gesture for the kinesthetic student, maybe, yeah, and for the visual and auditory, they can whisper it to their friends. So I think this game can facilitate all learning style in the classroom, yeah, for the visual, for the auditory, and also for the kinesthetic students. I think that's my opinion, Ibu Sari.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, how about how differentiated learning, boy and girl on girl? I think it's okay.
That's possible, yeah. But in my experience, I divide the team from their what is it? Their
Style.
yeah, not their style, but their seat, yeah, from their roles, yeah. Sometimes in the classroom there are 40 students. Every rows there are 10 students, so I divide them into 4 teams based on their rows. So there are 4 rows, so there are 4 teams in the classroom. And from my experience, it is it's okay to divide the teams. The member of the teams are boys and girls. It's fine. It's okay.
Okay. It's not end of the class, but also you can ice breaking, maybe in the beginning.
Oh yeah. It can be played in the beginning of the classroom, as Sandy said before. Games can be played in every section of the lesson. The first, or maybe in the middle, as ice breaking, yeah, and also at the end. But I sometimes play the game at the end of the class, because I use it for evaluating the material and also recalling their vocabulary at the end of the session. And I use it as a quiz, yeah, as a quiz for the students for having fun, yeah. And That's my experience. I haven't tried to use this game at the first of the session. I sometimes use this game at the end of the session. Like that, Sari.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Aji, for giving us enlightenment with your great presentation. It is great ideas. I think simple, but for me, sometimes I'm using this game. I will apply again in this semester, next semester in my class for the first day. Yeah. Okay, it's our greatest hope to be able to implement this whisper challenge in our classroom, especially for me. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is time. Uh, I'm going to end this session,
Okay,
Mr.
Bu Sari.
Aji. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Aji.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'd like to thank also to Komunitas Pendidik Kelas Kreatif Indonesia for entrusting me as moderator in this session. Thank you for everyone attending this session. Welcome 2023 with new semester, new spirit, and new hopes. Okay, and before I end this session, let me to read a quote from Darren Rose. Sometimes a whisper in a noisy room is the most effective strategy. I'm Sari Puji Susanty from SMPN 1 Cisalak. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Ibu Sari.
You're welcome. Thank you.